All right, you're welcome back. So there you go. There's no free lunch in Freetown, he says in that particular report. He's also made a comment about Nigeria being a poor country. I think it also tells us of what the Senate President actually said very recently, describing Nigeria as a poor country. I'm not sure I want us to go into that debate, gentlemen, whether we are a poor or a rich country or not. But toll collection, gentlemen, do we have issues paying these tolls? Just 200 naira, just 300 naira? Let me begin with you, Doctor.
That my friend said there, that no free lunch in Freetown. Yes, no free lunch in Freetown. But then, when you are paying for that particular lunch, it has to be a qualitative lunch. I don't know whether you understand, qualitative lunch. Not just a lunch that you will pay for, and then you'll be given a plate, empty plate.
Is that what has been playing out in this country?
That is what has been playing out here. Let me take you back.
All right.
Before now, we have been paying tolls on our roads. We have been paying tolls on our roads. Along the line, these tolls were even increased. They were saying, look, it's because we need enough money to maintain your roads and all that. Has that been the case? All those tolls then were contracted out. To who? Were they remitting what supposed to have been remitted to the government for those roads to be maintained? When they are even remitting, were they using such money to also maintain those roads? You remember, there's still a problem now. Even within our airport and a concessionaire, the case is still in court. As regards, okay, this one is remitting money. Oh no, I have remitted so much. No, you have not remitted so much. So these are issues. 1, 2. The increases we have been experiencing in the prices of the petroleum products. Remember, there was a time we were paying 85 naira per liter in this country. And the thing just went up from 85 naira to 141 or thereabout per liter. What were the excuses given them? Infrastructure. To build infrastructure, to build roads, to build hospitals, schools, and all that. Have we been able to achieve that? Go to our roads. I was telling one road safety that stopped me during the week. I said, yeah, I have my papers, but I have query for you guys.
How safe?
You want to maintain safety on our roads, but then how safe are our roads? Where are those good roads? If you want to maintain safety on our roads, ensure you first of all provide good roads. So where are those good roads? Now the issue is people are beginning to still feel the adverse impact of COVID-19. Other countries, they are giving them palliative, but here you keep on. It's not only tolls, it's not only tolls on our roads. I don't know whether during the week you're able to read as regards increases in prices of driver's license, your vehicle license, your plate number, and all that has also been increased by 50%. So where are we heading to? But then you find out that most of this money ends up in some people's pocket. There are some bills that are just been spilled now by a company in UK that goes into investigation as regards one MDG in this country that will have almost 1.3 billion naira in one person's pocket, and I think 800 and something billion pounds or dollars in the same person's pocket. So where are we heading to? Why are we stealing money and then asking people to contribute all this money back?
Sunday, let's hear your assessment of this decision by the federal government. Well, according to the minister, I mean, they have said that they're going to put in place a system, a structure that this will be done electronically. Tolls will be collected electronically for transparency. Is this achievable? Do you think they can indeed achieve transparency to that line?
Well, I think the first question to that minister, how accountable has he been with the budget for his ministry? That is one. Now, introducing this, you're going to have multiple payments on your way. on the road before you get to your destination. You're moving from here to Ibadan, about 3. From here to Anambra, for instance, about 6 locations, because you're going to pay it on, when you pass each state. That was the idea. That's the idea. Now, but on the side of government, they will say, like he said, nothing is free. And true, nothing is actually free. But it is not true that whatever government is doing is free for Nigerians. No. A group of people sit down to galvanize our national resources. The resources that they are using belong to Nigerian citizens, not those people. Nobody brings money from his family to say he wants to run a government. It is the people's money that is being used to run the government. So anybody bring about this argument of free, there's nothing free in Nigeria. It is the resources that belong to the people that are being used by a people that they say they have entrusted power to act on behalf of the people, on behalf of citizens. So it's not like anything government does is free. It's not free. Because no government official says he's bringing any money for his family or his private business to run a government. No, it's the people. So that is one side. Then the second issue. If government may have excuse, oh, we don't have money to execute these projects and that.
We're a poor nation. We've been borrowing.
We'll be borrowing. Now, that's your comment.
Are we supposed to be borrowing?
You go through the roads. From here to...
I mean, I go through roads, Sunday. Go through roads. I don't fly. I'm not a politician. I go through these roads.
Like, for instance, you travel from here to Benin, you will see Sukuk. You see Sukuk 1, Sukuk 2, Sukuk 3. And each is something they will tell you that this project is funded by Sukuk. Sukuk is a loan that government, incurred. Those signposts have been there for years, over 4 years, over 3 years. Now you collected loan to construct a road. For 4 years, you've not completed that road. Where is the money?
All right.
Now you want to introduce toll gates because you need money to construct road. The one you borrowed on behalf of the people, where is the money? Because before you borrow on a project, you would have estimated your budget. Okay, this is what I have, and this is what I'm remaining. Then, then have those not be completed?
Let me also ask this question. I mean, because while these collections are going to be made electronically, we know very well that there are checkpoints, police and army, where we also have collections that are drones. We don't know that this will also now be made electronically. When we get to those army checkpoints and all of that. But do you think we're going to maintain such checkpoints when we have the tolls as well?
No, those are security checkpoints.
You see, those are security checkpoints that some people had inadvertently turned into probably cash points, because we all know what normally happens at those points. But by and large, there is no how they will still be collecting that money electronically, that based on our experience in this country, that there will still be transparency. Let me tell you this. I read the report of an investigating team from UK, all right, as regards some money, some missing money being found in somebody else's account.
All right.
And incidentally, we have what we call TSA in this country. So if we have TSA, how did that money manage to enter somebody else's account? So it's a big, no matter how electronically we want to be transmitting all this money and all that, there's a kind of a trust gap, in this country that is now making everybody to feel or to suspect the government at any policy they want to implement.
So that's the issue, gentlemen.
Yes.
It's a trust deficit. It's not that
trust deficit.
It's not that we don't think that we need this. If Nigerians know that, look, if I pay my tolls, it's going to be used to maintain the roads, it's going to be used to do this and develop this. I'm sure, Sunday, what
we are saying is, if in the past,
they'll pay willingly.
If in the past, all the money they have been increasing on petroleum products, on tax, on VAT and all that, and they have been adducing that, look, is to provide infrastructure. Right. We have been seeing those infrastructures.
Then it shouldn't
if we have been seeing it, there will be someone that been a problem.
Is that true? Is that the view you share?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Sunday. because the issue of this mutual distrust will continue to be there, to always be there, because they have proved that they cannot be trusted. The resources they have, you know.
When you say they have, are you referring?
The resources.
The resources.
The government.
Okay, the government.
Yeah, the government.
At what level? Federal, state, local?
At all levels.
At all levels,
All
yes.
levels, yeah. There's
Including
no
local
exception.
governments.
There's no exception.
Oh.
At all levels. Don't forget, when President Obasanjo increased the pump price of petrol to 15 naira, then there was protest. And he said no.
So 15 naira.
Yeah, 15 naira. There was protest. And he said no.
How much are we buying it today? We need to remind ourselves.
This 160, 162. Or, no.
Okay.
Now 15 naira. There was protest. And he said no. That we are going to use it to do infrastructure and do this. It was about
refinery.
It was about who ordered they should dismantle all these toll gates at that time. He ordered they should dismantle all the toll gates at the time that he increased the pump price of petrol to 15 naira. That was how the toll gates were dismantled. Now we have moved from 50 to 162. And somebody is now returning toll gates at 162. Now
VAT is also being increased very
you know, now there's something because there are a lot of things they don't tell Nigerians. One, check the NNPC should be able to review, to make public the breakdown of how they arrived at 162 per liter of pump price of petrol.
All right, gentlemen.
You know,
I mean, there's so much to talk about as regards the reintroduction of toll collections on our highways. We'll talk about the proposal as per the cars and SUVs and all of that, but some of you have been trying to call right from the start of the show, so we're going to take your calls, but let's make this deal now. When you call, ensure that your language is civil and TV friendly. Turn down the volume of your TV set, or just move away from your TV set completely as you share your thoughts with us on the program. I'm sure that's a good deal to make on the show. All right, so we'll take your calls. We have the numbers on the screen, and so I'm sure we can do that. So, gentlemen, cars 200, SUVs 300, private buses 300, commercial buses 150, trucks and luxurious buses at 500. Let's take some calls, and then I'll get your perspective on all of this. Yes, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay. I think you have to call us again, and let's see. I hope we can fix this as soon as possible. Yes, good afternoon. All right, gentlemen. So let's hear your thoughts. 200 for cars, SUVs. I'm wondering why the cars have to be cars, SUVs, and all of that.
Yeah, you see, when one is even talking about that, one might, some people might be looking at it that one is being subjective. You understand? One might be thinking that one is being subjective. But then, let the government that segmentize those payments, let them come out. What are the yardsticks? What are the parameters you are using to say, look, SUV should pay this one should pay that, and that one should pay that? They might be looking at, ostentatious goods, all right? Like maybe you that is driving a private car, you should be having more money than those that are entering buses. Or perhaps they are trying to encourage people to enter buses rather than using their SUVs. But the issue is still this: what parameters did they use to get to all those segments of payment? We need to know.
All right, Sunday, your views.
I think the basic thing for me, where are the roads? Do we have functional roads now in Nigeria that you can say you are now erecting toll gates for people to pay? Look at the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. Over 6 years, they cannot complete that road.
All right. Just a moment. Let's see if we can get this caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. My goodness, thanks for joining us finally. All right, so what's your name, and share with us your thoughts?
My name is Precious. I'm calling from Ikowodu.
All right, go ahead, Precious.
Okay. The thing is that almost all the natural resources, all the income that Nigeria has lately has been increased. And we are not even seeing the effectiveness of this money. And they're telling us also to put toll gate again on our road. Like what is the use? It's becoming kind of, they are playing with our head. They just think we are fools in Nigeria. So our government will learn to know that what we are doing. The fact that we are not shouting right now does not mean we will not shout later. We should stop doing something that will trigger the country.
Okay, all right. So there you go. We appreciate your thoughts. Yes, next caller. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Engineer Falabi, I'm calling from Songo.
All right, engineer, go ahead with your thoughts, please.
Yes, in fact, I'm surprised to see that in Nigeria we have been multiple taxing on every issue. Remember in 2003, when Obasanjo wanted to demolish the toll gate, and there were a lot of debate on it, and he said that we are going to have a kind of 5% increase on the liters of petrol for the motorists. That 5% we set aside for road maintenance. But why can't they scrutinize and make sure they remove all those money that are supposed to be used when we are already have been paying on it for it? On every fuel we buy, we pay 5% values for road maintenance.
All right.
You see, we have to go back. The act is there. Let us leave it out. Either you remove that about to impact.
All right. I think yes. I think you've made your point. I think that corroborates one of the views of our guests on the program this afternoon. Some messages rolling in. We'll see how we can take them very shortly as we take more calls on the program this afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, my name is Abraham. I'm calling from Kala.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I want to ask of the road that they said about Rubani Road. Is this a road that they want to put to from the bad roads?
All right, the bad roads, yeah.
If the money for. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Indeed, really very sad because the roads, the transportation system, the roads.
You see, the caption of what is happening is not about Stalin fascism.
All right.
Or which is philosophy is.
We have to discuss
let us subjugate these people to more hardship so that they can be following us. Finish.
Gentlemen, are you guys not thinking maybe the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on Nigeria and nations around the world could be held responsible for this taxation or multiple taxation? Because many countries of the world, even the developed nations, have been affected.
Hey, but those people have been giving their citizens palliatives. They have even been reducing taxes.
But also have multiple taxes.
It's not that way.
People that travel and
in those systems, they create jobs. People are working, so you earn income and you pay tax.
Yes.
Here in Nigeria,
they take your job from you.
Say, who is working here? So the point is that now they're so no employment, no nothing. So let's
move on. I mean,